Hey, everybody, this is Lorraine.
And Jennifer?
And today I'm going to ask you a question, Jennifer, that in 20 years of marketing and dealing with web traffic, I have heard over and over again. And the question is, where did my traffic go?
Well, it's a metric that we as marketers have been using for a very long time in
Mhm.
order to say that we're successful in marketing. Gosh, I mean, what is it? 20 years in the making of, you basically wrote articles, wrote content in order to drive traffic to the website, and that's no longer the case.
And this is not the first time that we've struggled with this. We had traffic coming to websites and people commenting back in the day before a lot of the social media platforms. People actually commented on your blog posts and they engaged on your websites. And then you had to turn off the comment function because you got nothing but spam.
Yep.
And the conversations moved to the social platforms. And you always watched the traffic coming in. Where did it come from? And it was always a couple of social media platforms. And then there was Google
Yeah.
search. And the social media platforms dried up and we had to change how we played. And now we're starting to see the Google traffic
Hmm.
drying up.
Yep.
What the heck?
Everybody has evolved with AI and Google, updated as well. So if you haven't noticed, if you're not the one like in there behind the scenes looking at your traffic, you probably saw a decline that happened somewhere around the end of May, or you didn't. It depends on what type of content you had. But if you had a lot of content that was, who, what, when, where, why, then possibly Google has eaten up that traffic by answering your question directly in the search result. And now we have AI overviews.
I started to see the AI overview. If you were logged into Google, if you're a Gmail user and you're logged in at whenever you go to the internet, you started seeing these AI overviews popping up, and they were interesting.
Yeah,
And now they're everywhere. And I think probably in the April, May timeframe, they started to go everywhere.
yeah,
And your Google page looks different. This is
yes.
not the first time the Google page changed. You remember you used to do search, and then you started getting search with two or three sponsored posts right at the top.
Yep,
And then
yep,
you got what you were looking for.
yep,
And then you started seeing the Google My Business listings on the sidebar if
yep,
you searched for a brand. All of that's gone.
yep.
All of that's gone. And what you see now when you ask a question is just the AI overview. And you really have to scroll down to find that individual article or that individual resource. And if you're just looking for, how do I change the filter on my air conditioner? You don't go any further. You got your answer.
I think they're testing, so what you'll see is if you'll remember, which, you really have to be in the game for a long time to remember, we used to always kind of get the ads off to the right.
I remember those.
You see some websites off to the right that have answered the question. And so you have the opportunity to potentially get that click,
Mhm.
potentially. But for the most part, they're going to see your name and they may or may not click over. So there's still value in showing up there because they might click over and they might want to further their journey over there. We don't know how today's consumer is going to react to this. We don't know if they're going to click over there. And so you might not be seeing traffic go away because you might already be a trusted brand and they want to go over and see, okay, well, what's your opinion on the subject?
So it really, and we're going to be exploring this a lot over the next few weeks in terms of what do you do? How do you do? And I think one of the best pieces of advice I ever got when platforms started shifting and I was talking with friends in the business, and the thing that everybody said is don't panic.
Yes.
Don't do a 180 shift. Don't throw out everything that you're doing.
No.
because the internet is forever.
Yes.
Will cycle back around. You may want to start tweaking, you may want to start experimenting, you may want to refresh,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
don't just go, oh my God, none of this is working. I have to do something else.
Well, don't chase trends, I think is what you're saying, because as soon as you start changing your entire strategy to like go after a trend, that trend is going to go away. You got to get back to the basics of marketing, and your client or
Mhm.
potential customer has questions, and you still need to be the one to answer that because they're up here at the top of the funnel trying to decide. They want to answer questions to problems that they have. And we've talked
Mhm.
about this for years.
It basic content strategy is still basic content strategy. Your customer has a question, you have to answer it. You have to answer it better, you have to answer it more completely.
Yes.
You have to answer it in a very logical way. And that's the thing I think that AI is grabbing onto. It's looking for that content that explains in detail, is accurate, is trusted, because that's the other thing is you're not seeing a lot of I'm not seeing a lot of links to garbage in the AI overview.
No.
It's going to trusted sites. It is giving me good information. And that's because Google's had, what, 20 years of establishing authority for your website.
Well, I think if you were paying attention all along and you were writing good content, you're in a good position. But if you were writing keywords content where you're just trying to rank for a keyword, you probably saw a whole bunch of traffic loss when
Mhm.
this happened.
Absolutely. And for a long time, it hasn't been about the keyword. You
Hmm.
you want to keep the keyword in mind, but really what you need to be thinking about in all of your content is if that keyword is ranking, what's the real question?
What's
Why is that keyword or that phrase ranking? What do people really want to know?
you?
And once you get to that,
Yeah.
now you can create good content.
If you put yourself in the mind of your buyer and get out of your own biases that you might have, then you will actually think, okay, well, they're going to have this question, this question, this question. And if you really need to get in front of your customer service team, the people who are answering the phone, your sales team,
Mhm.
they are hearing these questions. And if you don't have content on your website that answers those questions, then you're not part of the buyer's journey that you need to be part of when it comes to online.
Oh my God. I think this is a blog post I wrote in 2012. I mean, it's so funny because this is exactly, this is internet marketing basics, people.
Yeah,
And it goes back to everything that we have said is that the toys change, the
yeah,
platforms change, the rules don't.
yes. The basics of marketing does not change. And it's what you just said too. Like if you algorithms are going to continue to come out and there's going to continue to be adjustments and new things are going to come out, but if you stick to the basics of I need to be an authority on a subject and I need to help the consumer along the way with the questions they're going to have, you will win this game regardless of what algorithm update comes out.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so I think this is a great time to kind of put a pin in it. We're going to continue interspersing conversations about what's going on with AI, how to write for the AI overview. One of the things we're seeing, and we're going to pop into that conversation in a few weeks, is what the heck is up with Reddit, and why am I all of a sudden seeing Reddit? And do I need to be ready for Reddit? So come back, join us live every Friday morning or catch the reruns whenever it's good for you.
All right, take care now.
Bye now.